Does your living room feel awkward, too tight, or like the furniture just doesn't belong? You're not alone. Most people don't realize that a bad layout can ruin even a beautifully decorated space. You might have the right sofa, a nice rug, and stylish decor, but if everything's in the wrong place, the room will still feel off. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to fix that, step by step. Whether you live in a small apartment or have a big open space, these tips will help you make your living room look better, feel more spacious, and work the way it should. And no, this isn't about buying more furniture. It's about using what you already have in a smarter way. Let's start by fixing the most common layout mistakes. One of the biggest mistakes people make is using furniture that's either too big or too small for the space. For example, placing a massive coffee table in a tight room makes it hard to move around and just makes everything feel cramped. On the other hand, using tiny side tables or a small rug in a large space makes things look unbalanced and scattered. And here's one more thing that often gets overlooked: traffic flow. If your layout blocks walkways or forces people to squeeze around furniture just to get across the room, that's a sign it needs to be rearranged. Now that you know what to avoid, let's talk about how to actually plan a layout that works. Start with measurements and focal point. Before you move anything or buy new furniture, the first thing you need to do is measure your space. Next, figure out your focal point. This is the one thing your layout will revolve around. For some, it's the TV. For others, it might be a fireplace, a big window, or even a large piece of art. Whatever it is, you want your main seating to face or frame it so that the room feels intentional and balanced. Popular living room layout formulas. Now that you've measured your space and picked a focal point, let's talk about actual layout formulas you can follow. I'll walk you through different layouts, when to use them, how they work, and what to watch out for. The first layout is a classic one: a main sofa paired with 2 accent chairs. This works best in medium-sized rooms, usually around 3 by 4 meters. You place the sofa facing the focal point and then put the 2 chairs on either side, angled slightly inward to create a cozy seating area. This layout feels social and symmetrical. It leaves enough space for a coffee table in the center, and you can adjust the chair angle or placement if you need more walking room. Just be careful not to use bulky chairs that overpower the sofa. It throws off the balance and makes the space feel cramped. The second layout uses an L-shaped sofa, which is perfect for open-plan spaces. If your living room connects to a dining area or kitchen, an L-shaped sofa helps define the space without using any walls. It creates a natural boundary while giving you plenty of seating. Place the longer side of the L-shaped sofa facing your focal point, and the shorter side can act as a divider. Add a rug underneath to pull everything together and make the layout feel complete. A common mistake here is shoving the sofa completely into a corner. Leave at least a little breathing room between the furniture and walls, even just 10 to 15 centimeters, so the space doesn't feel boxed in. The third layout is great for long and narrow living rooms: 2 sofas facing each other. This works well when you want a space that's focused on conversation instead of a screen. The key here is to keep them about 80 to 90 centimeters apart if you're placing a coffee table in between. You can also mix a sofa and a bench if you want one side to be more open or less bulky. Just don't forget to center the setup with a rug, or the furniture will look like it's floating aimlessly in the room. And if you don't have room for 2 full-size sofas, 2 love seats or slim profile couches can do the trick. The fourth layout is a good option for small apartments or condos: a sectional sofa with a single chair. This gives you enough seating without making the room feel crowded. The sectional wraps around one corner, giving you comfort and structure, while the single chair on the open side balances things out. Use a round coffee table if you're tight on space. It helps with movement and softens the sharp angles. Also, think about using wall-mounted shelves or a floating TV console to free up floor space. Every inch counts in a small room, and a smart layout can make it feel twice as big. Float versus flush layouts. Now, let's talk about something most people never consider: whether your furniture should sit flush against the walls or float in the middle of the room. This one decision can completely change the way your living room feels, especially when it comes to space and movement. A flush layout means your furniture is pushed up against the walls. This is usually the go-to setup for small rooms, and it does make sense when you need to open up the center for walking space. But the problem is, it can make the room feel like everything is stuck on the edges, and you're just left with a big empty zone in the middle. That works for traffic flow, but it doesn't always feel cozy or complete. On the other hand, floating your furniture, even just slightly, adds structure and comfort to the space. For example, placing a sofa 30 to 40 centimeters away from the wall and anchoring it with a rug instantly makes the room feel more intentional. It helps define the seating area and makes your layout feel like it belongs, not like it was just squeezed in wherever there was space. But here's the key. Floating layouts only work when you plan for them. That means thinking about the rug size, the lighting, and how people will move around the furniture. You don't want to float a sofa only to block a main path or crowd your door. Test it first by using masking tape on the floor to mark the layout before you move anything heavy. A few inches of space can make a huge difference if it's done right. Modular and multifunctional furniture. When you're working with a tight space, or even a medium one, modular and multifunctional furniture can completely change the way your layout works. These are pieces that aren't just stuck in one role. They move, shift, and serve more than one purpose, which gives you flexibility without sacrificing comfort or style. Let's start with ottomans. A simple ottoman can be a footrest, extra seating, or even a coffee table if you put a tray on top. If you get one with storage inside, that's even better. It helps you hide clutter like blankets, magazines, or kids' toys without adding more furniture. In smaller rooms, one good ottoman can do the job of 3 different things. Then there are nesting tables. Instead of one big, bulky side table, you get 2 or 3 smaller ones that tuck into each other. You can pull them out when you need more surfaces for guests, then push them back when you want more floor space. And they adapt to whatever's happening in your living room that day. Modular sofas are another game changer. These are sofas made of separate sections you can move around. Some have armless pieces you can add or remove, others let you flip the chaise from one side to the other. If you ever rearrange your space or move to a new home, your sofa layout can change with you instead of needing a replacement. Just make sure the modules stay in place when you sit or lie down, because loose pieces can be annoying if they keep sliding. And if your layout needs a workspace, look for coffee tables that rise or expand. There are models with pop-up tops that turn into mini desks or hidden drawers underneath. These let you work, eat, or even do crafts without dragging in extra furniture. In a small living room, it's not about adding more, it's about adding smarter. Quick tips for balance and flow. Here's a bonus set of tips that can seriously improve your layout, especially when it comes to how your space feels and functions. These are small adjustments, but they make a huge difference in real life. First, make sure your room is easy to move through. You'll want at least 60 to 90 centimeters of clear walking space between furniture. That means between the sofa and the coffee table, or along the path to the hallway or door. If you've ever had to twist your body just to get around something, that's a sign the flow needs work. Next, pay attention to spacing between pieces. Try to leave around 30 centimeters between the wall and the back of your sofa or chairs. And make sure your side tables and lamps aren't crammed too close. People should be able to sit or stand up without bumping into anything. Even just a bit of extra breathing room makes the layout feel more open and relaxed. Lighting matters more than people think. Relying on just one ceiling light can leave the room feeling flat and cold. Try to layer your lighting by combining a ceiling fixture with floor lamps, table lamps, or wall sconces. This not only helps set the mood, but it also defines the different zones in your layout, like a cozy reading corner or a conversation area. And here's something simple but super helpful. Before moving any heavy furniture, grab some painter's tape and mark the dimensions of each piece on the floor. Walk through the room and see how it feels. This trick lets you test the layout with zero effort and helps avoid the frustration of rearranging everything more than once. If your living room layout finally makes sense after watching this, imagine how good it could look with the right pieces. We've tagged similar furniture and decor in the tag products section and links in the description below. Try out these layouts and see what fits your space best. And if you need help with your own space, you can visit our website at www.designburst24.com and reach out to us via email or WhatsApp. Don't forget to subscribe for more smart and simple interior design tips.